think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win.
So
but
he's
going to have to box a brilliant fight.
Mayweather's definitely better. He was better when they fought because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas
and Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford.
Joe Rogan recently made a prediction about the outcome of a possible Floyd Mayweather versus Terence Crawford battle. He reminded fans of Mayweather's dominance in his peak by praising him as one of the sickest boxers in history. Many fans don't realize how much Floyd did against top opponents, Rogan explained. Rogan acknowledged that the fight between him and Terence Crawford is difficult, but emphasized that even against a fighter of Crawford's level of skill, Mayweather is practically unbeatable because to his defensive prowess and ring IQ.
Floyd was in his prime. That would have been fucking incredible to see which style's superior. Because Floyd would move towards you like this. He would just get right up on you. It would just show you how good Floyd really is. Because of the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe, people that just don't get excited about him and they recognize him with the all-time greats.
Analysts noted that Floyd Mayweather's career exploits are still unrivaled and acknowledged his legendary position as a Hall of Famer. But he also gave Terence Crawford a lot of credit, emphasizing that he is currently the best boxer in terms of weight. Canelo Alvarez was destroyed by both fighters in their respective times, and the expert emphasized that this comparison is challenging because each man dominated in a different way. Given that both Mayweather and Crawford are the height of boxing greatness, picking one winner is almost impossible.
Crawford won, in my opinion, 10 rounds to 2. If you want to be generous, 9 rounds to 3. But he clearly won the fight against Canelo Alvarez. Clearly. And Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford. And he stated on numerous occasions that, guess what? Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And he believed it. He put his money where his mouth is, and it held to be true. Period. So, again, and I hate to do this, and I hate to keep saying this, right? But people try their best to try to pit Terence Crawford against Floyd Mayweather, right? Who's better? Who beat Canelo Alvarez better? Who did it better? So on and so forth, right? The fact remains is this. They both outclassed him. They both won in dominant fashion. And styles make fights, right? And the style that Terence Crawford presents, the style Floyd Mayweather presents, now they do it different, is too much for Canelo Alvarez. Period. Point blank and period.
Bob Arum shared his thoughts on the improbable Floyd Mayweather versus Terence Crawford bout. Even if the bout happened when Floyd was at his best, he thinks Crawford would prevail. Arum claims that Crawford has a unique skill set that blends quickness, ring intelligence, and adaptability. He is distinct in contemporary boxing because of these attributes. Additionally, Arum believes that he would have an advantage over a defensive expert like Mayweather due to his ability to adapt to any opponent.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
Canelo Alvarez himself acknowledged that Crawford's victory over him is more significant than Floyd Mayweather's, and trainer Greg Hackett explained why. Hackett maintained that Mayweather was still a rookie and learning at the highest level when he faced Canelo. Crawford, on the other hand, was an experienced and fully formed champion when he defeated Canelo. Canelo saw Crawford's accomplishment as more noteworthy because it contrasted with a more mature and powerful version of himself.
Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. What's your thoughts on his statement, and do you agree with the sentiment?
Him saying that, I can't say he's capping. I can't, because I don't know what he felt. But when I heard that, what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23. I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game, and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight.
Before Floyd Mayweather and Canelo faced off, commentators Simon Jordan, Adam Smith, and Duke McKenzie dissected the mood. Canelo was unbeaten at the time, larger in stature and weight, and many people believed that at age 36, Floyd was taking on more than he could handle. Analysts predicted that Canelo's youth and strength would cause Floyd to suffer his first defeat. But the fight turned out entirely differently, with Mayweather using his approach to silence the doubters with a masterful performance that neutralized Canelo's attack.
Terence Crawford, they were all the question marks. Could he do that? Could he cope with the power of Canelo Alvarez, who's adapted now and had to adjust in his career? He now throws single shots. And that's why it was the calculated gamble. Well, it wasn't really a gamble because me and Simon called it from the beginning. That we go, Mayweather ticks every department. You go, the only thing that people are hedging their bets on is that Canelo's the bigger guy, but he wasn't really anyway.
No.
You can see because Crawford come down from 185 anyway. You can see the physicality's in there. He was all the size of Canelo.
As Edward said long before this fight, I just think styles make fights. And Canelo's style, this style of Canelo, was suited for Crawford.
Indeed.
He can't throw combinations anymore. There's no more head movement from Canelo.
Yeah.
He tries to walk people down and hit you all over the body and all over the head if he can, but he can't put his combination. He can't sustain the combinations. And what really impressed me about Crawford was the fact that it was a question of like he didn't want to trade off early with Canelo. He traded late with Canelo because he couldn't take his power early. So in the early rounds, he was just pity patting and just tapping him, kept spinning him, kept turning him, and driving him mad. And then in the later rounds, as Canelo started to fade, from round 7, round 8, as the pace got a little bit slower, then Crawford's confidence, he was confident enough within himself to stand and trade with him. And even when he got on inside, he was hitting him with like 3s and 4s, hard shots, constant shots, and just kept spinning him, kept turning him. And Canelo didn't really know where he was. And another great thing about Crawford, stayed southpaw throughout the whole fight, and Canelo admitted after that he couldn't handle a southpaw.
Couldn't work it out
whatsoever.
Adam, we had Paulie Malignaggi on the show the other day with myself and Jim, and I want you to listen to what he had to say and see what you think of it.
I think Canelo has been for a while a diminishing fighter.
Former world champion Shane Mosley, who faced Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez in the same ring, provided an insight that few others could. Based on his personal experience, Mosley emphasized how Mayweather's style was very different from Canelo's. He clarified that Floyd was just unrivaled in his timing intuition, opponent reading skills, and ring control expertise. Mayweather possessed the intellect and flexibility to precisely neutralize threats, even in the face of pressure or opponents who were physically stronger. Mosley made it apparent that Floyd's ability to control the tempo and course of a fight was superior to Canelo's, despite Canelo's extraordinary strength and skill. Mosley's statements were authoritative because he had addressed both guys. He was convinced that, in comparison to the younger Mexican champion, Mayweather was a more complete and powerful boxer who performed at a better level.
He did everything, man. He's the man.
Absolutely. You fought both Canelo and Mayweather. I was surprised to hear Canelo say that straight after the fight. I mean, credit to him, he's been really humble in defeat. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather, but who did you think was better out of Canelo and Mayweather?
Mayweather's definitely better. He was better when they fought because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas Canelo had more power and placed the shots probably better. No, he didn't place the shots better. He was just younger and placed the shots really good. Like Canelo was really good at 21 years old. Like I was impressed. I was very impressed with Canelo at 21. But Mayweather was still technically more sound. Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well.
The generational transition in boxing greatness was emphasized by another viewpoint. The claim is that Crawford would prevail in a bout between Mayweather and Crawford today, even though Mayweather is regarded as one of the greatest of all time. The time is key, as Crawford is currently leading this age, while Mayweather has already conquered his. Every great fighter has their day, and Crawford is the one holding the mantle of being the most powerful force in the current era.
You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Absolutely, and I noticed when I asked you, there was a slight pause. It's a real conversation now to be had. Crawford, up there with the likes of Mayweather. He's really etched himself into the Mount Rushmore conversations.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely one of the good.
Floyd Mayweather was commended by Joe Rogan for his discipline outside of the ring in addition to his abilities. He cited Floyd's ability to stay in his prime in spite of his fame, fortune, and party-loving lifestyle. Floyd never let his ego get in the way of his success, in contrast to many athletes who lose concentration. Rogan acknowledged that the fight would put Terrence's talent to the ultimate test if Crawford faced Floyd at his best, demonstrating how high the bar was set by Mayweather.
The idea of pulling up at a yacht is it's the opposite of what everybody tells you about fighting. The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, you know, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up.
He does.
The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline.
But through that balling night, I don't think he was doing drugs or drinking.
Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his fucking jeans on, he would jog home. I mean, the dude was always training.
Abel Sanchez, a trainer, shared his thoughts on Crawford's standing in the sport right now. He pointed out that Crawford has become a superstar not just due to his victories, but also to the caliber of opponents he has defeated and the commanding manner in which he has done so. Sanchez believes that Crawford's rise to fame on a global scale is well-earned and solidifies his place among the greatest boxers of our time.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Following Crawford's most recent triumph, His longtime trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre stated that there should be no argument over who controls the boxing world now. He asserted with confidence that Crawford is the best fighter of this generation, citing his technical mastery, command of several weight classes, and capacity to overcome any obstacle in his path. According to Bomac, Crawford has already demonstrated all the qualities required to be acknowledged as the spokesperson for his generation.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
That concludes the video for today. Keep an eye out. Till the next time.